Hello, viewers of Jonathan George Valeria's World Emporium. I am Jonathan George Valeria, and I am excited to share with you how we can expand our knowledge of the world through the English language. Our videos cover a range of topics such as literature, history, science, and more to provide you with a well-rounded learning experience. Regardless of whether you're a beginner or an experienced learner, our expertly curated video offer captivating and enlightening content to help you enhance your language proficiency. Today, I would like to discuss a fascinating and often overlooked topic: the various ethnic groups mentioned in the Bible and their complex relationship with the Jewish people. The Bible is an ancient text that abounds with captivating stories and teachings about God and humanity. One of its compelling aspects is its vivid portrayal of the diverse cultures and people of the ancient world. Some of the ethnic groups mentioned in the Bible include the mighty Egyptians, the ruthlessly aggressive Assyrians, the skillful Babylonians, the fearsome Philistines, the treacherous Moabites, and the hostile Ammonites, and many others. What intrigues me most is the intricate dynamic between these groups and the Jewish people. As you may know, the Jewish people play a central role in the Bible's narrative, and many of the stories and teachings revolve around their profound history and complex relationship with God. However, the Bible also acknowledges the existence of other people who were often rivals or adversaries of the Jewish people. For instance, the Moabites and Ammonites were frequently portrayed as fiercely hostile towards the Jews, and there were even laws in the Bible that explicitly forbade that Jewish people from marrying or forming alliances with them. So why was there such tremendous tension between these groups? It's important to bear in mind that the Bible was written in a specific historical and cultural contexts. Many of these groups were fiercely competing for power and resources in the ancient Near East, and conflicts were tragically commonplace. For example, the Assyrians were known for their brutal conquests and the ruthless tactics they employed to subjugate their enemies. The Babylonians, meanwhile, were renowned for their impressive architecture and astronomical knowledge, but also for their ferocious armies that laid waste to entire cities. The Philistines, on the other hand, were formidable warriors who constantly clashed with the Israelites and who gave their name to the region known as Palestine. But at the same time, the Bible teaches us about the vital importance of compassion and understanding toward others, even those who may be different from us. It reminds us that we are all created in the image of God, and that we should continually strive to treat others with kindness, respect, and profound empathy. One of the most powerful examples of this is the story of Ruth, a Moabite woman who became a convert to Judaism and an ancestor of King David. Despite the historical tensions between the Moabites and the Jews, Ruth's story teaches us about the incredible power of love and the ability of individuals to bridge cultural divides. So what lessons can we learn from these stories and teachings today? I firmly believe that they offer us incredibly important insights into empathy, tolerance, and the profound power of diversity. In the world that is often deeply divided by cultural and ethnic differences, it's more important than ever to remember that we are all part of the same human family and to work toward building bridges of understanding and compassion. For instance, we can learn from the example of the Jewish people who have endured centuries of persecution and discrimination, yet have managed to maintain a strong sense of cultural identity and resilience. We can also draw inspiration from the teaching of the Bible about the importance of justice and compassion. and use them to advocate for human rights and dignity for all people, regardless of their background or beliefs. Thank you for joining me on this episode. Your questions, comments, and feedback are always welcome and appreciated. So please don't hesitate to leave them in the comment section below. And if you haven't already, please do hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more interesting and enlightening content. By hitting the notification bell, you'll be sure to never miss any of our exciting and thought-provoking episodes. Don't forget to share our channel with your friends and family who may also find our content beneficial. We are committed to providing you with high quality, well researched, and engaging content that will help you improve your English language skills and expand your knowledge.